go through to the round of 8. It's the Bank of America Roval 400. Great start, Tyler Reddick. Shane Van Gisbergen got a little squirrely, and it's Reddick who leads the field into turn 1. Such a tricky section through here. It is a concrete canyon, and it's blind. You got to get through there safely, which everybody does, except Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch.
Yeah, kind of late. Couldn't tell if there was contact before you see that lock up. All right, here, let's take a look. Top of your screen. Oh, it looks like he just gets loose and overcorrects to the right.
Oh, look at the run that Van Gisbergen's got. Much cleaner through that back straight chicane. And SVG is on the high side.
And what looks like the outside now will instantly become the inside on the front stretch chicane. I think he is in the correct position. I think the 45 is going to have to concede here in the braking zone.
That WeatherTech Chevrolet sneaks its way through to the lead.
Watch how they're aimed. See how he had to slow down? The 88 turned his car and then hit the curb. The 45 hit the curb before the car was turned. See here? 88's pointed the right direction. Now he has forward momentum. The 6 team of Allmendinger saw it, and he took advantage of it. He ends up taking the spot. The 19 of Briscoe loses 2 on the front straightaway.
Just like Larson, SVG coming down pit road on the same lap, also going to go with scuffed tires as well. A little bit longer on the left rear there. They debated on running this all the way until about lap 23, but SVG just said there's absolutely no rear grip left in the 88, so he heads back out on the track.
For sure, this 88's coming through. 45 of Reddick also on old tires, so let's ride on board with the 45 instantly. Look how much better the fresher tires for the 88, really no defense. I think it's really how efficiently you can get past. Is that really a thing? Like, that sounds silly, Jeff, but I think if you can just do it without getting offline and getting stuff on your tires.
Where you get past is really important. If you get past, say you get on the outside here, you see all the tire rubber that's built up on the racetrack, you could lose 4 or 5 seconds.
Bank of America Roval 400. Here comes SVG on Chris Buescher. Van Gisbergen's already been down pit road, already got some fresh tires on. And that WeatherTech Chevrolet for Trackhouse is back in the lead again.
Allmendinger also going to flip this stage along with Ryan Blaney getting some fresh Goodyear tires. Tyler Reddick also will come down pit road as well. He fell all the way back from 15th after starting on the pole today. Michael Jordan is here in the 45 pit box watching on. Reddick didn't really say a word about the handling of the race car. We'll see if this strategy pays off for those fresher tires that will be available to them later in the race, Kim.
Yeah, Chastain qualified 10th. Joey Logano back in 16th.
There you have it, stage 1. That's SVG's first stage win here at the Roval. And it's his 4th career stage win.
Gonna restart, Marty. Shane Van Gisbergen told his team it was better, but today is going to be all about taking care of the rears. Everybody's going to talk about that. That 88 team will lose a spot here on pit road, and Ross Chastain overshoots it, leaving pit road. What a fantastic stage 1 it was for that team.
So right here, watch the 1 car. He's going to cross the yellow line right there.
And then
so we know he doesn't make the corner, locks up the tires, so I could see that A, he gets a spot back, or I could say B, he loses a spot because he didn't maintain pace car speed. We'll get NASCAR's ruling when we return.
Here we go, back to action. Great start, AJ Allmendinger. And look at Ryan Blaney in the 12 around the outside. That was brilliant. Here comes Van Gisbergen on the inside.
Contact with Ian Larson.
That Valvoline race off pit road was brilliant by the 5 team.
Well, I love the idea of, hey, I'm not sticking to my plan, as we see a huge lockup right there. I believe that was the 77 locked up. Caught the 2 of Cindric. As we see these cars sneak too, Cindric still sits backwards in the middle of it. The 77 will do his stop and go.
Yeah, SVG catching those top 2. Probably will try to make a move on Buescher here in this corner. And doing all this while he's not happy with the car. Listen in.
Yeah, these tires are I've used them up early with the low pressure and it's damaged them. Now I got nothing. Yep, 4.
Got nothing and making a pass for second. SVG now trying to set his sights on AJ Allmendinger, who was supposed to pit 1 lap ago, Steve, but the driver made the call. Hey, I'm going to stay out.
Well, I know it feels like he has nothing, but he has something more than everyone else at this point in tires.
He's doing plenty with nothing.
But I think that's the point, though, Jeff, right? Like, it's all about your perception. There's no way the one's going to be able to hold off to 16, and that's really the concern. Is cars that come to pit road, do they have enough tire to literally just run the one back down and go by him? We're just going to have to wait and see over the next 7 laps.
That's on better tires. He's going to go by the 24 Byron. He's been about 2 seconds a lap faster than William Byron.
Let's talk more about William Byron. Here's Parker.
And Lee, it's been incredible to listen to the radios of these teams as they try to navigate this tire wear.
Buescher, Suarez, Allmendinger is back in. Parker.
Right, and Christopher Bell is one of those. This is the planned stop to shorten this stage, basically flip it here to put 4 Goodyear tires on. They asked him to do this and kept him updated throughout the run. He's just been a little tight in that 20 car, especially in the right-hander. Denny Hamlin on pit road. This was planned because they weren't going to get stage points, so they decided to flip the stage here. He's also been struggling with a tight race car.
It's a fascinating chess match between crew chiefs down here, Steve. You see the 88 come to pit road, who truly did struggle with the handling at the end of that run. Paul Wolfe was planning on flipping this stage, but when the one stayed out, they felt like they had to stay out to get stage points, Parker.
He doesn't care about Chastain because
right.
He doesn't care a lot about points.
Give him more
He's a
points.
teammate also.
Give him more points. Shane said yesterday that this guy we ride with, Ross Chastain, came to the most recent sim session. So Ross Chastain has been helping SVG on ovals. Shane has been helping Ross with road course improvements.
And for the 88, remember, all these cars have to pit still.
Echo Park Automotive restart zone. Van Gisbergen's on it. Larson's sideways. Suarez is in the mix in the 99. And so too Christopher Bell. Look at Larson block Suarez. He knew that he was going for that inside line. Bell's gone around the outside in the DeWalt Camry. Hip against the wall. This is a frantic restart. And Van Gisbergen's like, I'm out of here. Ty Dillon, Riley Herbst. They got a little physical. And Riley Herbst kind of took exception to that treatment, so watch this.
Here's Larson. They got really slow through that rear chicane. That allowed Larson to catch him.
Whoa! Was there almost contact? There was contact between Bell and Van Gisbergen. And Bell says, I'm coming through. But Van Gisbergen will have the preferred line here into the front chicane. That Bell and Larson were the drivers he was keeping his eye on.
Bell was all the way on the apron of the racetrack. It just couldn't hold it down there. Had to lift. Larson got into the back of him.
And the 3 of Austin Dillon in trouble.
There's a lot of damage to that car.
This could easily generate a yellow if he can't get going. Oh, he gets it in reverse. I'm with you, Jeff. That thing has made some real big contact. There you go. Yellow is out.
Oh, boy. An immense competition. This is an elimination race. And out of that Echo Park Automotive restart zone, Christopher Bell got a good jump. So too did SVG. He leads his way. The 5 of Kyle Larson is going with him on the inside. AJ Allmendinger's there, and here comes Chris Buescher. The 17 is around the outside. That'll give him the inside look on Allmendinger as they settle into their racing rhythm.
SVG has raised the level of competition. He's made everyone be better. This is a challenge for every one of them. Larson with a big late move.
And Larson said that yesterday, Jeff, to your point. He said Shane has raised the game for all of us. But let's give SVG some credit that we haven't done yet so far in this show. Last weekend in Kansas, he got his first top 10 on an oval, but here comes Larson on the inside. Backstretch chicane. Is it time for a new race leader? Maybe. Yes, it is.
Look at Bell. You catch them side by side in that rear chicane, and it's an opportunity. Bell saw it, laid back just a little bit, used forward momentum to get by him, but this will be a drag race into this very tight chicane.
The 88 last minute, a little bit of a dive. The 20 locks up front. Well, I guess drops the right rear is technically what happened. I thought it was locked up front tire. The 88 got by.
Almost wonder if he was looking in the mirror.
Yeah.
Waiting for the attack to come. Right, and Adam Stevens was watching that exact scenario there with the 88. Christopher Bell had just come on the radio and said, I'm losing the right rear, and then it was a late call to pit road as he was in the banking of the oval 3 and 4. Adam Stevens came on the radio and said, pit, pit, pit. As you see, 4 tires, Christopher Bell, Marty. In terms of where the 5 might be able to come out and beat the 20, it's 4 tires for Kyle Larson here to add that extra grip. Just struggling a little bit still with the rear tires.
So now where will the 5 land relative to Bell? He should be behind because of the fresh tires, but did Bell get hung up? He's in traffic.
Yeah.
So far, a good stop for this 22 bunch. Paul Wolf was in his window a few laps ago, but he said when the 1 comes, you follow him to pit road. So Joey Logano comes to pit road so far doing what he needs to do to make it to the round of 8, but there's still 36 laps to go.
It looked like an issue.
Yeah, the 1 car had a much better pit stop than his 22.
Oh, right front won't come off. You see it right there. Struggles to get the right front off, Jeff. You said it. The 1 had a much better pit stop.
Right lane, he had just come on the radio and said, no rear grip, I need longevity. Then as he was through the banking in 3 and 4, Adam Stevens once again, a late call to bring him down pit road here to be the first of the leaders on the pit road in his tires, which could potentially be the final stop, Kim.
Let's just take a look. Something on the right rear, it looked like. Right side up, right front off, right front on. Oh, man, I'm going to tell you.
Yeah, and as soon as Joey committed to pit road, crew chief Phil Surgeon got on the radio and said, Silverado. Apparently in a directive for Ross Chastain, brought him down pit road, 4 fresh Goodyear tires to finish out.
Watch how fast he's going, but watch the right front tire. He recognizes that he's going too fast, tries to slow down to get it below pit road speed. Watch. He put it in gear, and then he pulled it back to get it in the correct gear. And that is just 2 mistakes on pit road by the driver. 1, he overshot pit exit, and on this one, he just was speeding in the wrong gear. He knew it, look.
Coming for his last set of tires, we presume, Marty. Oh, a little trouble with the 3 getting in. Clean in the box. We'll see where he blends.
Yeah, had to check it up there going around Austin Dillon. They lost some time to the 5 last time as the 5 goes through the front stretch chicane. They were crazy fast on the long run.
You see Austin Dillon leading the pits. And SVG heads up, just checking up, letting Austin get out. Cost him about a second.
Oh.
Here we go. Here we go. Turn 7, little contact, if any. Van Gisbergen's trying to squeeze. There was definite contact there. You know how much these guys want the win simply by that behavior.
Larson's just said, this isn't going to be easy for you, but I think it is right here.
Deep on the brakes, into the backstretch chicane, and more contact between Van Gisbergen and Larson.
Wow.
Larson's not having it. This thing's not over. Or is it as SVG now exits?
Larson's super aggressive right here.
Yep, he's not taking this contact lightly.
Oh my
I don't
goodness.
think he liked the late move into the hairpin. I think the 88's late move into the hairpin frustrated the 5, and the 5 is showing his frustration by absolutely battling back.
And here comes Christopher Bell. Watch the black and yellow DeWalt Camry. He's lining up for a shot as well and just zips his way through.
He is going to easily get alongside Larson. And I think this time SVG just takes the spot.
There we go.
And Larson gives it to him.
As clinically as that. Maybe a little touch on the way through, another little reminder that I wasn't too happy about that, but then won't have another say.
It's like two road trips. The old algebra assignment, if you leave on a train running one speed and the other train's running this speed, who gets there first? That's basically what we're going to see right here between new and old tires.
2 full laps to go for Ross Chastain. Kyle Larson on the inside of Christopher Bell.
And right there, Chastain loses a point, down to 2. Remember, the tiebreaker goes to Logano.
In a very humble approach, Shane Van Gisbergen answered all the questions and said, I'm not necessarily going to be granted a win in this race, but he's got the win. SVG wins the Roval. And in a wild swing on the last lap, things are going in Joey Logano's favor. Incredible. Whoa! Oh, and around goes Ross Chastain. And Denny Hamlin, and Chastain wants to come across the line in reverse, just like AJ did. And he has. My goodness. We promised you it was going to be a wild finish. Did you ever think you would see that?